I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, really breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Breakdown.
Save it for the LP.
I know. By the way, if you guys want to hear us do an LP, go to the YouTubes and subscribe. We're looking at 1,000. That's our push goal. 1,000 followers on the subscribers on the YouTubes, and that will get you 5 songs.
It's going to be fun, and just for clarity's sake, it's not going to necessarily be a regular just us singing,
right?
You know what I mean? I mean, there might be one out of the 5.
We may have one song that's going to be straight.
That will be done right, but odds are it might be our own spin. It might be our own way of seeing it and do it. And it's just going to be just fun. Just fun. And that's what we're going to do. So yeah, get us to push goal is for 1,000 on YouTube. If we can get there, then it will be released and y'all can, share it to your friends at Halloween or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's going to be fun. I know.
It'll be great.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm already half skimming through songs to see which are good ones.
Yeah, because we need the good ones.
Yeah, stuff that can be fun.
I mean, we could just be doing pushing.
Yeah, but we're not. I'm not doing that.
No,
one.
I won't.
We're not
I won't be
going
doing
to.
that. I mean, I'll be doing that as a joke, but every now and again. But I won't be doing that as an LP cut.
No,
not happening.
Not today.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know yet exactly, but I have my eye on a few, and we're going to start getting those cut. And like I said, it'll be done if all goes right at the rate everything's going. It'll be done by the time we ever hit 1,000. For sure. For sure. It's just a matter of, and then once that happens, then it drops, and hooray. Blessings unto all.
Wow, it's really weird. Big Pharma Steve over on the Twitters. Did you know that Mondale died and Chauvin's jury got the case on Monday? Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, it's not like we reported on that at all. Like either of those things at all. Nothing.
Nothing?
Wow. I don't think that happened on Monday at all. We didn't know about it.
No. Sodimus Prime also on Twitter already. So the flashing 42 in the intro is the answer to the ultimate question. Also, are you saying the rest of the LP will be gay?
I'm saying it's going to have a spin.
It'll have a variance. And you figure out what
we can go our own way.
If the 42, if you think the 42 means something to you, then it means something to you.
That's right.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that, Rocky Stucci on the Facebooks, man.
What's up, brother?
Hi, brother. So anyway,
speaking of stories and all the rest
God,
of it, because news has
me.
to happen, and that's why I'm going to read it because it scares you.
This scares me.
Exactly. Marine Corps Commander General David H. Berger.
I'm sorry. Read that one more time.
Commandant. Sorry.
There you go.
Marine Corps Commandant General.
Yeah, don't.
Commander. Commandant.
He would kick your ass.
That's why I'm the one saying it.
He
because
has earned that Commandant.
All right. I'm the civilian here. Let it be.
Okay. Just letting you know.
Slip of the tongue there. All right.
That's what she said.
Marine Corps Commandant General David H. Berger.
Like Bob's Burger.
By Bob, except for with a B-E.
Wouldn't it be funny if he did have a brother named Bob?
That'd be awesome. That would be so good. Has revealed plans for shifting the Corps' mission to prepare for the future conflict with China, scouting and screening operations.
Hold on. What future conflict with China? I thought everything was fine.
The approach upends the traditional mission of the Marines, who for decades have put amphibious assault from the sea to the land as their central priority. Quote, given the realities of geography and the proliferating precision strike regime, the Navy and the Joint Force will need an inside and or stand-in force that can operate persistently within the weapon engagement zone of a peer advisory.
I thought we were okay with China. That's what we've been told. What is going on? Everything is all good with China. We're fine. Everything is fine.
He continues, these same forces will remain inside an adversary's WEZ to provide necessary support to naval and joint campaigning should competition escalate to war.
Everything is fine. Really? I don't know why my voice is so high, but really, everything is fine. What is going on? That's all we've been told. Like, oh, don't worry about China. We're going to do this with China. Everything's going to be great for China.
Fine with China.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's wonderful. Blah, blah, blah.
Fine.
And the commandant of the Marine Corps is like, yeah, we're getting our ducks in a row.
Yeah, we're getting sure. We're going to be ready here.
We just need to make absolutely sure everything is fine because something is coming. And we can't tell you about it, but something is coming.
We don't really know. We can't tell you about it because that's
the bad part is that somebody up in there, he knows.
He knows somebody that knows something.
Yeah, something is coming down the pike. And it just creeps me out, dude.
Quote, critically, given the vulnerability of large fixed bases and shore-based infrastructure to long-range precision strikes, and the challenges of adequately defending that infrastructure, the stand-in force must be able to perform these functions from a strict expeditionary and highly mobile posture.
And I understand that, and I get that. He keeps referring to China specifically.
Commandant General Berger outlined in the journal and its article that the new Marine mission will include reconnaissance and counter-reconnaissance of People's Liberation Army forces and activities from waters close to China's shore. Reconnaissance is detecting enemy activities, while counter-reconnaissance is blocking an adversary from doing the exact same.
Again, I understand, but everything's supposed to be fine. We're supposed to be okay. It was supposed to, remember, Trump was the one who did all these horrible things. Mm-hmm. He was the one that had us constantly, at odds with every single nation on the planet.
The new approach ends plans that calls for keeping Marine ground units and F-35 fighter jets positioned mainly on a network of small bases close to China. Mm-hmm. Quote, the answer to the question of how we may best support the broader effort, it seems increasingly likely, is not lethal fires as an end in themselves, but rather reconnaissance and counter-reconnaissance applied in all domains across the competition continuum.
Nights you say knee over on Twitter. Everything is awesome.
Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
No, when you're in the WEZ.
Oh.
Everything is all, yeah.
Oh. I was going with it too.
I know.
Oh.
I know. See, you can't help but have your ears prick up. You can't. You can't.
Yeah.
Because the thing is again, it all makes sense. But the only reason why you would have to shore things up a little bit and put things near China like that is in a weird attempt to try and put pressure on them to kind of calm down. It's not going to bode well.
You see, the thing is, the new Marine strategy is based on war games that show that China's rapidly developing long-range precision strike missiles and weapons make land bases vulnerable to attack. Additionally, large Navy ships are vulnerable to China's new anti-ship ballistic missiles, the DF-21 and DF-26.
Again, this is all true. This is all. I now see how he got here.
Yeah. They've been wargaming.
Yeah, no, I see now how he made Commandant. And it's fantastic.
He sees what's happening in the future and he says, no, no, nay, nay.
Well, it's not even was it a future like, but the way he's wording it is like, oh no, we're just doing shoring things
Oh, he's
up.
saying
We're making.
he's politicking.
He is politicking.
He's politicking, yeah.
Very well. The thing about it is you don't shore up, especially around a certain country, if
Without things.
Yeah, if you're not worrying and thinking about something.
Yeah.
Something is going on.
Things are going to happen.
And I hope that they're right. I hope that, by them putting them there and doing all this, that maybe, just maybe, the Chinese will go, I don't know.
Peekaboo the Snarky Jack all over on the Twitters. Every time I see every time you say the Commandant's name, all I can think of is, burger.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. I keep thinking of Bob's Burgers. Like, I'm seriously, it's like a long lost brother shows up and kind of takes over.
General Burger takes over, whips him into shape. Bob's long lost uncle. That's what it is. That's really what it is. In response, a quote, a light, self-reliant, highly mobile naval expedition force postured forward in literal areas close to China will provide military commanders with key abilities to find and track high-value targets such as the PLA reconnaissance platform, scouting units, and other Chinese command, control, communications, computers, cyberspace, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and targeting systems.
I'm not a fan.
Let's put it this way.
Something bad this way comes. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
and
saying.
he is not letting on to what it is.
No. This is all from the Washington Times too. Like it's a very long article.
It's a huge article. It's like 18 minutes long to read if you're just straight reading it and not interfering.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I'd be.
Marshall over there on the YouTubes. Putin already admitted that he was spying. I don't have to put up with some shells trying to get framed for talking about Ukraine.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about us?
I don't know.
What are you talking about? Because I mean, that's a story later.
Yeah.
Marshall, I ask that you keep up with the current stories if you're going to communicate back and forth with us. If you're just talking about our title.
I don't know. We'll find out in a minute.
Well, let's
get there.
Our title's weapons for Russia.
I know, and we started with China.
And we started with China.
It's a little weird, but
well, no, it's not, because we normally title things with stuff that's happening halfway through the show.
No, I got that.
To keep people interested.
But it is just funny that we started in China.
It is, because it's pretty close.
The world is falling apart and going to hell in a handbasket,
and China's right there with you.
And they're setting up to be around China. Something is. Anyway, moving on.
Oh,
moving along.
Really? Are we gonna do?
No, I don't want to touch it because, like I said, I've said what I wanted to say.
You said your thing. You said your part.
Something bad this way comes.
All right.
And
well, do you want to?
You might want to make sure that you have your food
stuff
storage.
Ready? Yeah, you might want to have your food storage ready. That'd be good.
Something set up. You have your go bags ready. Have some. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a thing.
You never ever know. We're going to that now.
We might.
Speaking of the wars,
speaking of all the wars and everything that's happening,
dumb things going on.
Yeah.
Among Ukrainian official requests, Patriot missiles, which were deployed in Poland, but Ukrainian officials want on their soil. There's a 2017 photo that shows soldiers firing the Patriot weapon missile.
Oh, okay.
That was on there. Yep. The White House is weighing requests from Kiev to send additional weaponry to Ukraine as it faces the biggest military buildup of Russia's forces at its border in nearly a decade.
Okay, now I've got a question.
Sure.
There's a little question here.
Just a tad.
Ukraine. Wasn't that already taken over by Russia? That was annexed, wasn't it?
It was annexed.
Or Kiev, at least Kiev. The Ukraine was annexed by Russia. I'm pretty certain that happened.
No, it was... It wasn't Ukraine. It was
Which one was it?
Son of a motherless puss bucket. This is why we need to stop doing it so late. I wouldn't be so daggone tired. Was it Kiev?
I thought it was Kiev.
Might have been.
I thought it was in the Ukraine.
I don't
man.
think it is. I don't think it was the Ukraine. I thought it was something else.
No, they did.
But maybe it was.
They tried to repatriate the Ukraine.
It sounds possible.
Oh, Crimea. Crimea. Thank you.
Thank you. I
Thank
knew
you.
it wasn't the Ukraine. It was Crimea.
Crimea, yeah.
Yeah, duh. Crimea River.
That's
Yeah,
right.
duh.
That's the whole deal. Duh, you're right. Sorry. My fault.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah. Consideration of the request is on its early stages, according to the people briefed in the internal deliberations. The administration has been reluctant to provoke Moscow on a military front and scrapped plans last week to send 2 Navy warships to the Black Sea amid rising tensions in the region.
Okay.
In recent weeks, Russia has built up roughly 120,000 troops along Ukraine's eastern border, intruded into European airspace, restricted the movements of foreign ships in parts of the Black Sea, and plans to expel nearly a dozen U.S. diplomats in response to the latest round of U.S. sanctions over Moscow's hacking and election interference campaigns. Bombs over Moscow!
Really?
First off, the sanctions, in my humble opinion, are kind of late.
Are they? Sanctions are late?
It's too late. Like,
Too late for sanctions.
It is. Like
Too late to apologize.
Yeah. The
saying.
sanctions are. It wasn't that funny.
Really?
Good Lord.
Like, dang. Caught her off guard, apparently.
Threw everything off. No, it's the election interference we're referring to goes back to the 2016 with Trump and Hillary. So, like, unless you're trying to start something because Hillary didn't get it. Again, it's still kind of late at this point.
But if you don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
Exactly, and that's what we should be doing, is not trying to start something. Moscow's already got its own issue. We don't need to poke the bear, as it were.
Right, the literal bear.
No
at this
pun
point.
intended.
Oh, well played.
A Monday night announcement that the U.S. ambassador to Russia, John Sullivan, will return to Washington for consultations. Despite reports that Sullivan was initially resisting Russian suggestions that he leave Moscow, he also hinted that the Biden administration concerns about the growing tensions. The administration is still in talks with the Kremlin to hold a summit sometime this summer between Biden and the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Biden said in his remarks about the Russias last week. But I say, Ukrainian officials now fear Russia's buildup of forces, which has been unusually public and drawn out, is more than just saber rattling to send a message to the West. And they've asked the U.S. repeatedly, both publicly and privately, for more weapons to fend off an increasingly plausible Russian incursion. Among the requests, Patriot missiles, which are deployed in Poland, but the Ukrainian officials want on their soil, according to a person briefed in the request and recent comments made by the senior Ukrainian official.
I'm really not happy with this.
Andriy Yermak.
Who?
Yermak.
Andriy Yermak.
That's what I said. Yermak.
Okay.
Quote, Ukraine is holding the line against Russia, not just for us, but for the West. And where does the U.S. deploy its Patriot missiles? The closest ones are in Poland. They should be here. End quote. That's what he told Time magazine. Just saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmitry Kuleba.
Excuse me?
Kuleba.
Sorry, what?
Kuleba. Kuleba. Kuleba.
All right.
Just be happy I got Dimitri right. Told reporters on Tuesday that the situation is escalating and Moscow, quote, will be prepared, end quote, to begin the, quote, new stage of aggression, end quote, within a few weeks. I wonder if they're not going to try and annex the Ukraine too. I mean, I'm kind of with the Ukrainians on this one.
Yeah, well, so the Crimea, yeah. Crimea had it, and then, that whole deal. Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't.
Are you looking at?
I'm looking at the location because I was like, really? They're the block to the west? I don't. It's down here.
Well, yeah, but you don't have.
You got Minsk and Belarus, and
Yeah, but
nobody cares about them.
Nobody gives a damn about Belarus.
Okay, well, Poland is right here, and we
That's what he was just saying.
Yeah, we deployed a bunch of stuff there.
Yes.
Yeah.
When all the problems are
There. I get you.
because
You don't want it stolen here.
yeah. Belarus
by
is,
Russians.
They're not worried about Belarus because they're like, screw it.
Who cares about
I
Minsk?
don't give a damn.
Minsk is fine.
We're
Latvia, Lithuania, Minsk, they're all fine.
not worried about them. We want Kiev. We want the Ukraine.
Right.
Because then that would turn around and help like put everything back to, social or
The Russian Empire. Or
yeah,
whatever.
the USSR.
Yeah. Back to the USSR. Anyway.
I know, right? If Russia were to attempt an invasion, the U.S. would be able to quickly send. Oh, wait, hold on. I missed something.
What?
No, I did. Yes, I
No, you
did.
didn't.
Quote. Yeah, I did. Dmitry, he was telling people.
Oh, he was talking to people.
Quote, we see strategic preparations from the Russian Federation, military preparations, and now in the hands in the Ukraine and all those who stand for the respect for international law and sovereignty in Europe to demotivate Putin from making further aggressive steps. This is what Dmitry Kuleba said.
Mm-hmm.
If Russia were to attempt an invasion, the U.S. would be able to quickly send Ukraine some additional arms to bolster their defenses, official said. So apparently it's not until, it's done.
Yeah, basically, we're not going to give you anything until you're already captured.
Erica's like, it's Kalube. No. I like mine better. It's Kuleba.
Kuleba.
I like it.
It's KU first.
It's Kueba.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no.
Kuleba. I don't know. Options include more shipments of the Javelin anti-tank missiles, munitions, and bombs. However, no plans to do so have been finalized. Joe Biden this year has approved an additional $125 million worth of lethal aid to help the country defend its borders, including 2 armed patrol boats and a counter-artillery radar.
Okay. All right. So now to address the YouTubes.
How to address the YouTubes.
Mr. Marshall, we are not Republicans.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Mr. Gordon, we are not Republicans. And we definitely are not trying to subvert the American population or the country itself. Our job is just to inform and sometimes make fun of the news.
Yeah.
Mainly make fun of, actually. Our job is to make fun of the news.
Basically. And tell the facts as it is.
And tell the facts as we find them. That's what we're doing.
So
I'm sorry that you have a problem with it. Actually, this is from the Politico.
just let it go.
No.
Let it go.
This is a story from the Politico, which means it's being written by the left.
Let it go. Let it go. We've got a whole show to do. I ain't got time to deal with this.
I'm just going one more time.
No more. We're done. We've said our piece.
Wait, no.
We said our
Did
piece.
he just call me Chino?
The fact that you're engaging into this.
No, he just called me Chino.
What did you say about my mom? Don't. Just stop.
No, what?
Oh, dear Lord. I'm
no.
going to turn your mic off.
No, you're not. Don't make me knock over that APR coffee.
You wouldn't dare.
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Man.
I'll call DM.
I know. That's what stops me.
I know.
First off, I know Chino.
Let it go.
No.
For God's sake.
No,
Seriously. Why?
it's more fun.
No, it's not. It's
It is for
irritating
me.
to me because
Okay.
we've got a show to do.
All
And I ain't
right,
got time to
fine.
address stupidness.
We'll get back to the show,
There's
but only
pencil
after
shavings on
only after you read a tweet or two.
I was going to.
Do it.
I was going to. Big
Fine.
Pharma Steve over on Twitter. Did you know you just pronounced Vladimir Putin as though his last name were Canadian French fries with gravy? I know. I
fries
do
with
it on
cheese.
purpose because it's fun.
French fries, cheese curds, and gravy is an amazing thing.
I'm going to be honest with you. That picture doesn't look like.
No, that picture does not do it justice.
It looks like. I mean, the thought of this of the actual of what actual poutine is.
Oh, so delicious.
Looks and sounds nasty. But that
so
picture, like my first glance is, I thought the fries, was like
a dough ball or dough.
like elephant ear dough.
Oh yeah.
And that was
would've been
like
alright.
chocolate. The cheese curds was like maybe a marshmallow or a chocolate on top.
Gotcha.
Like
So you thought it was a
and
dessert.
it was that's what that looked like to me.
Gravy was now chocolate syrup.
Yeah, or like a caramel.
And it's hot chocolate syrup.
Yeah, that's what I thought that was.
Ooh, buddy.
I had to read it to understand that was supposed to be gravy, French fries, and cheese curds. I was like, oh well.
That'd be amazing.
My bad. Darkly Dawns the Slug on Twitter. The Ukraine, since it's been slowly petitioned out by Russian troops. Oh, yeah. And we have been completely ignoring our responsibilities under the Belfast Accords. Oh, there's a lot
Yeah, there's a lot. We know. We know. There's a lot of things that our country doesn't do that they should be doing.
And then when everything hits the fan, they're like, oh, no, we're going to kind of wait and see how it goes. Oh, no, it's too late, but here's some stuff anyway.
Yeah.
That's what all this is, too.
Right.
Like, again, you notice how weird it is that they're turning around and the Marines are planning for, we're already in a break. We missed it.
We missed it?
We missed it.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Damn it.
Oh.
Anyway, we're here now.
We're here now.
They missed the, now I lost my train of thought. Oh, the Marines are already planning to do stuff around China, but they're not doing anything. They're kind of holding it back against, Russia and the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, why not do both? Why not set up something for both? Oh, we're going to put this stuff around China to kind of let them know, hey, we're watching you, blah, blah, blah. But you're not going to send 2 warships to the Black Sea?
Sure. I mean, why not?
We know who's scared of who the most, right? I'm just saying.
We're not going to send any ships there.
Yeah.
It's like, who are you actually afraid of? Well... What?
I'm reading this one when I know we're back on the air.
All right.
Oh, Oblivion Flickering, you're my favorite right now.
That's awesome.
That is so good.
Yes.
I loves it so.
He loves it. Yes.
Da-da. Stupid. Moron. Stupid. Moron.
I know, and you're engaging. Stop it.
I wasn't talking to him. I was just saying it. I was having fun. What, I can't have fun?
No.
What?
This is Defenders Live.
So we forgot to turn the volume back up. So
Whoops.
those of you on the radio just kind of went, why the hell they just keep on talking and fade it out? We're so sorry.
We forgot.
It has it's a cool slider, and sometimes we forget to slide it back up
push
again.
it back up,
So unless you're watching on YouTube and Facebook and all that good jazz, you have no idea.
What happened just now? You just like, hey, they were talking and then they weren't talking.
Yeah, and that's fine. And
Sorry, my fault.
We move on.
I'll take
But
yes.
I can't move on without this Oblivion Flickering over on Twitter. We'll get no satisfaction from blowing up China. We'll just want to blow up something else in an hour later. All that damn MSG. I love it.
Oh, it's really good.
So good.
It's really good.
Makes me happy. It warms my berries. Okay, moving on.
It does. Okay. Coming back to America.
Do you know they're making another part 2
I know
of
they are.
that?
I know. And it's like,
Okay.
it's literally 20 years later.
Okay. We're gonna do a slight tangent. We'll come back to this story here in a moment, but I have to throw this out here. Am I the only person who is tired and can't stand doing a part 2, a sequel, whatever to something that's
70 years later.
yeah?
And it's almost literally been that long.
That's like they did it with Bill and Ted. They're now doing it with Coming to America.
I never went to see that.
I didn't either.
I don't even think it actually came out because the whole
I don't know.
COVID thing.
Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. All I know is I'm those kind of things, and I get it. At least Coming to America has them set, 20 years in the future or whatever it was. It has
Right.
the time frame right.
Mm-hmm.
But still,
Oh no, it's like 30 years.
it's been longer than that.
That was like the 80s. It was like 40.
Almost 40 years ago.
40 years difference. Holy crap.
Yeah.
And the old guys in the barbershop are still alive.
Yeah, I know, which makes no sense. But
These guys are in their 70s.
I'm tired of it. I get. It just shows that you have no imagination. That you're running out of stories, you're running out of things that you think are good,
And
honestly, you're just
you're
trying to, instead of thinking outside the box and taking in some stuff that might be new and fresh and blah blah blah, you're just trying to rehash old stuff because back in the '86 this was a hit.
Okay, so I understand the idea that there is only a set number of story archetypes.
Yeah,
Okay, it's how you tell it.
that's true.
It's how you tell what you say and how you say it.
It's like what we were talking about before the show.
Yeah.
Robinson Crusoe and that stupid movie Castaway.
Yeah.
You can sit here and say all you want to. It's a very similar story. It's the same story, just done in a different way,
Yep.
in a different time.
Yep.
And there was no Friday. It was Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Still
Same thing.
same thing.
Had to have somebody with him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Just because it was a, what was it? Volleyball?
Mm-hmm.
Volleyball,
It was
right?
Wilson.
Wilson the volleyball. Well, I know Wilson's the brand, but still.
Yeah.
Anyway, there are absolutely no shortage of good stories.
Yeah.
Books that have been written for eons
Yeah.
that nobody has made a movie out of.
Yeah. And it's all done in different ways.
And
Like,
you could,
can't-
God, you could jump on all those, especially with today's technology, right?
Mhm.
Like, I'm sorry. I know this is getting kind of nerdy of me, but the Dark Elf trilogy,
Okay.
the original Dark Elf trilogy,
Okay.
could be made into it could rival
Yeah,
any Tolkien.
with the technology and stuff now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It
it
could
would-
rival any
It would blow
Tolkien
Lord of the
movie.
Rings out of the water
Oh yeah. Straight up.
completely. And
Every single time. I'm talking about every single, so that was that so he did trilogies for a bunch of it, the writer. He has 21 separate trilogies with this guy as a main character.
Wow.
And all of them are pretty good.
Well, okay, so let's think about it. Like, what are some, think about some really good movies from, let's say, the 80s.
Yeah.
And even 90s. That would be great done now.
Right.
Like Labyrinth. Do you think,
They redid it.
like, when?
They recently redid it.
Did they?
Yeah, I think they did. I'm pretty sure.
No.
I'm pretty sure. I've got to look it back up. It's either they did it or it was a fan dub. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm talking about a legit Hollywood takeover and do it. The only thing that would be weird about it was you wouldn't have Bowie in it.
And you also wouldn't have
So
you also wouldn't have the Muppeteers in there, or the puppeteers in there.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. You, instead of
Jim
it being,
Henson would not be part of it.
I got that. That's my point, is turning around and taking that Muppet side of things. And I don't know, maybe
and
that,
actually making them digital? Or?
yeah, making them into actual,
No, you can't.
because you're taking Smeagol from being a puppet and a Muppet
Yeah.
into what he is from Lord of the Rings,
Well,
is what
yeah.
I'm saying.
Okay, all right. So take it like this.
It's no longer Fraggle Rock, it's Smeagol. You know what I mean? Like, it's that.
But you could also do the same idea because they did with the newest Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
They had, the Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Well, the Baby Yoda was a Muppet and also CG.
Yeah.
Like they combined it.
But that's what I mean. To make it look more real and not look like an actual Muppet.
Not also just so it, like if they wanted it to move right and everything like that, they made it look real.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
But they
talking about.
used something that had real context.
Yes.
And then just modified the framing. That would be good. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
that's what I
that'd be
mean. I'm
awesome.
not talking about the literal, whenever they move the arm, it just flings out to one direction and you see the wire hanging where the guy flopped it. I'm talking legitimate.
But I did love those.
I know I do too.
So good.
But I'm just saying, like, how awesome would it be to do something like that?
Yeah.
Or maybe redo Never Ending Story.
Yes.
Or daggone it. I've drawn a blank on one of them. What's that movie? It started with the Z.
What?
Xandathar? I'm thinking of something else. Anyway.
Zanzibar? What are you
No,
doing?
not Zanzibar.
What are you talking about?
Now all I can hear is that little terrorist guy. To Zanzibar.
Zanzibar. Yes, I said that. No. What?
Like, I wonder if they would ever turn around and want to do something like,
See,
what?
that's perfect. Yeah. Dresden Files would have been an awesome movie. The Belgrade, the Dragon Raiders of Pern, Zathura.
Zathura.
That's
That
what
was
it
it.
is.
Yeah, see, I'm not a complete moron.
No, we know you're not.
Yeah, Zathura. That would have been a good one to remake.
The spinoff of Jumanji? No.
Yeah. No, that's what Zathura was.
I know, but no. I'm still, no.
It would have been better if they could have redone it.
Yeah, okay.
With modern technology.
All right.
There's just certain movies I was thinking of that would have been fantastic.
Okay.
Aw.
What?
Darkly Dawns the Slug over on Twitter. Good night, gentlemen. You make me smile, and I appreciate that. Well, that's what we appreciate about you, too.
Is that what we appreciate about her?
That is.
Also the jams and jellies.
And definitely the jams and jellies.
And the slugs.
Enjoy your evening, dear. We will see you tomorrow's.
Yeah.
But anyway, I know it was a goofy tangent. But
Right. We went on the side note there.
And to come back to that. Anyway, back to America.
Which is what started this whole thing.
I know. See, we're awesome. It comes full circle.
Every time. Every
single time.
So Little Rock, Arkansas. Arkansas lawmakers on Wednesday voted to expand the state's new ban on transgender girls and women competing in school sport teams consisting with their gender identity. The House voted 74-17 to authorize the Attorney General to sue schools that violate the ban. Wow. This measure now heads to the Republican Governor Asa Hutchinson and his office, said the governor. Plan to sign.
74-17. Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's rather overwhelming, one might say.
Yeah.
Huh.
Uh-huh. So Hutchison last month signed the transgender athletes ban that allowed schools and students that suffered direct or indirect harm to sue a school for violating the ban. The proposal is among several restrictions on transgender people's rights that have advanced legislature this year. By the way, this is from the Washington Times, which is why it's written this way. They include a measure banning gender-confirming surgery for transgender youths. Opponents vow to challenge the ban in court before it takes effect later this summer.
Why? Like, let the state do what they want to do.
It's the state's right.
It's kind of weird. It's almost like there's an amendment somewhere
that stops the government from interfering when a state does something that, doesn't actually restrict any of the original.
Yeah, I feel like it's in the top 25 for sure.
It has to be in there, right?
Yeah, maybe the top 15.
I'm thinking top 10.
Might be top 10.
Top 10.
Might do top 10.
Coming to you soon, the top 10.
Oh, Peekaboo Snarky Jackal over Twitter. Bill and Ted Face the Music did appear in theaters late last summer.
Oh, I did not know.
I knew they were talking about it, and I swear I thought it did, but I wasn't sure. And I'm going to be honest with you, and I know we're jumping back on this movie thing tangent for just a second.
It's okay.
But I don't know if I could, I remember Bill and Ted, the original.
Yes.
I don't know how
Excellent.
I don't know how I feel about going back and seeing Keanu Reeves now, trying to go back and play that again. I know he can do it. I know he's good at it, and he would be a great at it. It was probably good. But when you see him as Neo, when you see him as Constantine, when you see him as, John Wick, and then he comes back, dude, totally excellent, man. It's just kind of like, whoa, wait, what?
So he goes from, well, that's the thing. He went from Hawaiian surfer dude. I mean, really, to an undercover cop that was a Hawaiian surfer dude.
Oh, and Speed. Don't forget him on Speed.
Don't forget Speed, which was basically a surfer cop dude.
Basically.
Still, surfer cop dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had movies like Bill and Ted, where he was just like, whoa. Straight up
weird.
stoner.
You start there. And he goes from that to, like you said, to the cop.
Yeah.
And then he goes into the Matrix.
Yeah.
And then
he's
been killing people who've stolen his dog, and now he's going back to
I am the one.
Is this like a kind of like a full circle, the circle of life kind of thing where you start off in a diaper and you end in a diaper?
Yeah. Without being with no ability to speak to other people.
Yeah. I kind of
while speaking gibberish.
Is that what he's doing with his career?
I think
starting from
the basis.
Big Bill and Ted and going back to Bill and Ted.
Well, yeah, because most of his time is spent making motorcycles now.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Oblivion's flickering over Twitter. I'm surprised that they never made a sequel to True Lies. The only good thing that Tom Arnold ever did.
Oh, that's a hard turn right there. That's
no, but I have to agree.
Yeah, but they can't make another one now.
Well, not now.
No,
They couldn't.
one of the main female actor, she's rough.
Well, she's definitely aged. And
she's rough now. I'm just saying.
the governor, he's
a bit too much
aged as well.
Yeah.
So that's
unless they do like a sequel where they're training the new generation. I guess they could do that.
they could.
True Lies 2.
Yeah, but the whole point was he was saving the world and his family all at one time. And he was doing not just saving his family from a physical threat, but he was also saving
my family.
I'm saving my emotional connection to my family. I am maintaining head
My
of house
wife.
and my wife and my child.
Even though she's gonna meet everybody that I had a side chick with.
Relationship.
I had a side relationship with.
Relationships are completely upheld by the time this movie is over.
Right.
Everything
is fine.
everything has closure. That's all that was. And
Get it right, Knights of Satan. Get it right. They killed John Wick's dog and stole his car.
Oh, that's right. I don't know. After a while, it's just a bunch
It
of
all
shooting.
floods together.
I don't.
Oh, don't forget about the one where he was in the cabin where the girls tried to like break in and rape him.
What?
It was a horror movie.
What the hell are you
There
watching?
was a horror movie.
Was it After 10 on HBO or something like that? Are you sure?
It was a Keanu Reeves horror movie. Like,
Wow.
yeah. And they try to do weird and unspeakable things to him, and like he has to get out of there and whatnot. Yeah.
It's like a weird spin on Misery.
Yeah. Don't forget about that one. That one's in there somewhere.
Well, if we're gonna do that, then
It's like old guy picks up a couple girls that have their car broken down so that they could spend the night, recoup, and whatever, and they turn out to be some crazy psychopath teenagers.
I don't
What?
ever remember that one. If
Oh,
you're gonna
come
do that,
on.
though, then now you're talking about what was the one that him and Sandra Bullock did, where they communicated through the mailbox through time.
Oh, it's so bad.
I don't even remember what the name of it was, but
It was so bad.
the Lake House. That's it. Yeah.
Get my wife to know that one.
I
All
thought
right.
that was the name, but I couldn't remember.
Oh,
Like that's.
jeez.
I'm not saying everything he did was a winner. I'm just saying it. The man is versatile. What can I say? His acting is top notch. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we'll go there.
You could pretty much stick him wherever he needs to be, and he'll make it happen.
Eventually.
I don't know. I just.
That was such a weird tangent, man.
I know. Speaking of the transgenders, President Joe Biden on Tuesday filed an appeal seeking to force doctors and hospitals to perform potentially harmful transgender-related procedures and surgeries, even if they hold objections.
Speaking about weird movies.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
I know. As outlined by Beckett Laws, Luke Goodrich, a court in January struck down the administration's move to punish doctors who don't perform transgender-related procedures for supposed quote-unquote sex discrimination. Biden on Tuesday officially appealed the ruling. So he's trying to literally force doctors to do surgeries that they don't want to do, and no matter what. You think anybody's going to want to be a doctor when the government's coming in and telling you what you can and can't do? Did you have to?
Once again, it's the government getting involved with between a doctor and a patient.
Yeah.
In either case, because one of it was, well, trying to stop them from doing it. Mm-hmm. And this one is trying to make sure that they have to do it.
Personally, and I wish more people in general were like this, but especially doctors. Look, I'm the guy who went to school for 12 years. I'm the one who's doing the work. I'm the one who's doing this.
This isn't Dylan talking about himself.
I'm assuming that
Dylan talking as a doctor.
As a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm the one who's done all of this. Okay, I've done the work. I'm the one who was intern for 4 years. I'm the one who, did all of this, the residential, residencies and all that stuff. I'm the
Right.
one who worked all these shifts. I'm the one who saved all
Spent
these
hundreds of thousands and thousands of dollars.
of my own money that I'm paid back and all this other jazz. And you're going to come in and tell me that I have to do something
That is absolutely stupid.
that I don't agree with?
That is against
Go
science.
No, go fornicate with yourself.
Right, which you could do if you get just saying.
Technically. Quote, the plaintiffs are religious doctors, hospitals, and clinics who joyfully serve all patients regardless of sex or gender identity. They routinely provide top-notch care to transgender patients for everything from cancer to the common cold, end quote. That was what Goodrich outlined on Tuesday. Continuing on, quote, they also provide millions of dollars in free and low-cost care to the elderly, poor, and undeserved care that is jeopardized by the government's attempt to punish them with multi-million-dollar penalties, end quote.
Right.
Again, it's not the government's position to tell anybody what they can do. The government is there ultimately. The federal government is supposed to be there to support the state government.
As literally just as like a backup, like a helper hand.
Yeah, as like that's it. Yeah, they stand in the background and just kind of, hey, you need help? No, okay, I got it. Okay, that's what it is.
Hey, we're from the government and we're here to help. No. We're fine. We're fine. We're
Please
fine.
stay away.
We're fine. We're good. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
More situations where like Joplin, Missouri. Remember when the tornado ran through there?
Yeah.
And they just kind of went like,
Like,
no,
no,
we got this. Y'all
Bye.
can go home now. Don't worry.
We understand this better than you. No FEMA needed.
Yeah, really. Goodrich decried the Biden appeal, noting that the threat to religious liberty and to patients seeking such procedures. I'm going to pause for a minute, and I agree. It is obviously infringing on a person's religious rights, but that's not even where it's at. Period. What if it's not for a religious reason? What if you, I'm sure there's an atheist doctor out there who doesn't agree with doing transgender anything.
Right.
That's what I believe.
Well,
and what about them? How can you say it's a threat to religious liberty when that person happens to be an atheist?
Well, that's the other thing. So we actually know, well, we don't know them personally, but we know of a bunch of people that are atheist and that, I don't know, agree with us on the fact of abortion.
We do.
Yeah, I do at least. I know of them. I haven't met them. It's been a consistent thing getting more and more and more prevalent.
Yeah.
Where these people are saying, no, actually the science itself, the direct science,
Yeah.
if you look at the science and what it says, what is the formation of life via science, abortion is wrong.
Yep. Well, it is. You're ending a life. You're stifling a generation. You're ending, the repopulation of the earth.
Right.
And everybody's like, well, overpopulation, blah blah. You could put everybody into New York, and there still would be plenty of room for lots more.
Right.
I quote, the government's own doctors during the Obama admin agreed that based on thorough review of the clinical evidence, there is not enough evidence to determine whether gender reassignment surgery improves health outcomes for patients with gender dysphoria, end quote. That was what Goodrich had cited. Now, you know as well as I do, Mr. Goodrich, that they don't turn around and actually call it gender dysphoria anymore. They've changed that now.
Right. There's no such thing as gender dysphoria.
Yeah, because gender dysphoria,
Even though it's
falls
cited,
under a psychological I was going to say issue, but there's
Right.
another
because it is.
diagnosis.
Yeah.
But it's not anymore. They've taken that off.
Oh, no, it's still in the book.
Is it still in the book?
It's still in
What
the
is that,
book.
the MD5 or whatever it is?
Yeah, it's still in the book.
As gender dysphoria.
Yes.
I was told it got removed. I heard it got removed.
No. They're thinking about removing it.
Oh.
Yeah. It's still in the book.
Yeah, well,
But politically, it's incorrect to say.
it's not incorrect to say.
It's politically incorrect to say.
Yes, because politics want to make people happy on that front so they can turn around and buy their affection and their vote.
We all
in
understand
election time.
when we say something like politically incorrect, we all do understand that the reason why something, the term politically correct actually exists is because of concentration camps, right? And re-education camps. That's That's the reason why.
Wait, what?
Yeah. The reason why we have a term politically correct is the whole idea that if you aren't politically correct, it doesn't matter if you are actually correct, but if you aren't politically correct, you could be taken and sent to a re-education camp to teach you
what's
what
wrong with
political correctness is.
What's wrong with that?
And how to be completely politically correct so that you don't hurt yourself or the government.
Mm-hmm. Quote, the evidence for using puberty-blocking drugs to treat young people struggling with their gender identity is very low on an official review. An official review has found. This is according to a BBC report later this past month.
Right.
Quote, the National Institute of Health and Care Excellence, also known as NICE.
That's nice.
Said existing studies of the drugs were small and subject to bias and confounding. The NICE evidence review looked at the impact of puberty blockers that had on gender dysphoria and mental health, such as depression, anger, and anxiety, and quality of life. NICE, which provides national guidance and advice to improve health and social care, said, quote, the quality of evidence for these outcomes was assessed as very low certainty, end quote.
I do have one little thing.
Sure.
Nice. Yeah. That's not how you use acronyms.
Nice baby.
No. It says the National Institute of Health and Care Excellence.
Yeah, I know.
Where's the H?
Well, the H is silent.
But you still need it in the acronym.
But the H is silent. And if you put the H in front of the C, then you can't say it's nice. Then it would be nich.
No, it's still
Then you're speaking Yiddish at that point. And nobody in that, and that, nobody in that climate wants to be that close to a Jew. Okay, let's just be honest. They don't. I don't care. They don't. I'll say it. I don't care. They don't want it. They don't want it.
That's not right.
Again, most H's are silent anyway, so they just drop them.
That's fine.
That's all they did.
Herbert.
The Biden administration alarmingly tapped Dr. Rachel Levine
Whoa.
as assistant secretary for the
okay.
Department of
All right.
Health.
That's fine.
Human Services. I figured I should clean that up real quick.
Thank you. That's no.
Everyone had a bad mental picture just now of the Biden administration kind of having Dr. Rachel Levine bent over something.
No.
And this, the Dr. Rachel Levine, who is publicly advocated for the use of puberty blockers and medical transition of minors.
And Rachel being a transgender person himself.
Yeah. So Rachel is actually a he.
Right.
So basically, he's like a boy named Sue.
Yes.
Except for
he's a man named Rachel.
Except for he's a man named Rachel, and he named himself.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, hey, I'm your dad, and I'm trying to teach you to be tough because I'm not going to be there.
And my name is Sue.
It's like, no, my name is now Rachel, and I want to wear ugly dresses.
My name was Bob, and my name is now Rachel.
I heard, and I may have thrown it out there about that before.
It was actually Robert, which is why it's now Rachel.
Yeah, it was supposed to be that they showed a picture of the good doctor, and it was, who was he was somebody's love child. It was like Howard Stern and somebody else's love child.
Okay, so I
it
just
was
wanted
really creepy.
Kind of weird side note, okay? Weird side note. Since you went on the good doctor. The good doctor is about a guy that he has Asperger's. But he has a phenomenal memory for medical stuff. Like
nobody gives a flying fig about that show. It's
No. This is the best part. No, the best part. He would look at a chart and he would say, Dr. Rachel is a man. They cannot have a transgender situation on the show without the main character being politically wrong.
I know.
If they want to do it right, he'd have to be politically incorrect. Which makes me laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
And my wife, which is funny. My wife really likes the show. I haven't seen.
I've seen clips of it.
I've watched a couple.
It's a really cool spin. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, what if Doogie Howser was smart for a reason that wasn't because he was just smart.
What if he was smart because he's a savant?
He's an introvert, severe, and he just doesn't socialize well with others, so he just takes his time and learns everything.
Basically, yeah. It was Doogie Howser of the new generation.
Yeah, and it
Newest
sucked.
generation of Doogie Howser.
It sucked. Like, again, the premise is fine, but I'm so over doctor shows at this point.
I think that's probably all it is.
it's all there is out there.
My wife loves all the doctor shows and all the police shows.
Stealthy Jack Hole over on Twitter real fast. Hashtag arm yourselves. I think of the two, gender dysphagia and trans what the F ever. The second one, which doesn't exist.
Don't forget to go get your American Pride Roasters coffee.
Where would you go with that?
That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Where?
AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It is historically great coffee.
It is guaranteed to make you swallow every time you put it in your mouth. Every time.
Yep.
Every time. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Go to Mojo50.com. Those are the guys that keep us on the air, keep us going, allow us to have a platform and do this. Go over there, check out the other awesome shows and hosts over there. Mojo50.com. You can also follow them on iHeartRadio under the Mojo50 Radio banner.
Yes. You can go to our website.
That's DOAEshow.com.
DOAEshow.com.
Yeah, you could be a defender with us. You can check out the shop and the archives, all that cool jazz.
Everybody's shirts are coming in.
Yay! They're on the way, and we've got a whole other hour to go.
Yep.
Don't go nowhere.
We'll be right back. Oh, now we're doing breaks. Yeah.
Erica, if you ever make your way down here, I'm going to give you a big hug.
Yes, and also you're gonna have a mic sitting right over here on the corner, right over here, right over here on the corner, so that you don't have to be on camera, but your voice is gonna be heard.
No, you don't do that. You wait until she gets here and then goes, "Oh, by the way."
Oh no, then
Now
that's,
she won't
that's
come
when
down.
I will. No. She said it was a deal.
Yeah, I know she said it was a deal,
Yeah, it was a deal.
but it's not a deal as to win.
yeah, no, this is
Now it's left wide open. Yeah,
When
it could be
happens.
whenever.
Well, she has to bring you Malort.
You should bring us, my lord.
Well, I have already had it, so I can stand. It's like Hot Ones, you know. The main guy of Hot Ones, he's been eating hot wings forever, so it doesn't really faze him. Me, I've had this nastiness, so it's not going to faze me as bad.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
hear me
Okay.
out.
All right.
Give me a moment.
You go ahead. Maybe, probably.
Let me do my. Well, I'm going to feel like a effing idiot.
If you don't, I mean.
My mom.
Oh, yeah, we need to send her a shirt too.
So she'll be down
When?
this weekend.
Oh, what size?
For my mom?
Yeah, you need to ask her.
I'll find out.
All right.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Ew.
Oh, that's no.
Stop it.
Damn it, Chris. You're not allowed to
Stop
edit
posting
anything.
stuff, Chris.
You're not allowed to edit anything anymore.
Ew.
Just stop it. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, I haven't. This is a-
Waking up to say, what the fuck? 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 Here comes the snow, like the same, like always. It's April 21st, can't you tell?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's a little off tune, but yeah.
he is, and
I'll
the
take it.
sequence goes wrong. But Mojo Riverfish, you are
Very good.
a
Very good,
gift
sir.
to mankind.
Yes, you are.
Let's see if I can find. I need to find the
Wouldn't that be in like?
right here. Okay, so here we go. The people you may know, which I guess there was an easier way to get to it. But.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Lisa. I don't know why I didn't have it already.
You should have.
I know. Well, I did now. So
You did now.
bite me. It's done.
It's done deal now. Are you Are you all right there, Bob?
Yeah, no, I was just looking. I was like, who in the hell?
What in the hell?
Damn it, Bobby.
Boys, get out of the tool shed.
Because you know he was originally from Beavis and Butthead, right?
I know.
May I please talk to you about propane and propane accessories?
Da 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 da. Da, 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 da.
It's more like yes, 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 yes.
You know what's bad is now I'm gonna go through finding this, and he's not gonna.
Yeah,
pop
he's
up.
not there.
It's gonna.
It's not there.
piss
Yeah,
me
it is.
off.
That's all right.
I know how to find him though. Like you're friends with everybody else.
I will find you.
I will find you.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, ready, breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Thought I was 6 feet under.
Yeah.
You need to find another way to start that.
No, second hour.
No, I know, but
I enjoy that. What I enjoy the song. That's
no,
the
not
thing.
that. The yeah part.
The yeah
Like,
thing is actually
we
me enjoying
do-
the song. I like it a lot.
I know I do too. I'm just saying. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm like, it doesn't feel right.
She's just.
Can I get to
they've
what,
gotten
what?
they've gotten into CSI Miami.
Oh,
the wife and
Lord.
daughter.
See?
That one.
See?
Maybe.
See?
Maybe. Possibly.
Now, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I haven't bothered to look.
Sent the message. Hooby Yooby.
I don't know.
What are you doing, dude? Stop it.
I'm trying to
We're
figure
trying
it
to do a show here.
out. I know, but I am struck with the confusions.
All right. You are stuck with Confucius.
I am Confucius.
Confucius?
Yes.
Okay.
I am Confucius.
All right. Well, we'll get you there.
We are there.
I'm going to get you out of the confusion.
Well, do you want... Never mind. Okay.
What?
Well, I was going to remind people, we have a push goal.
Oh, we do have a push goal.
We have a push goal. It's a very lofty one.
It is. For us, anyway.
It is. We're trying to grow the YouTubes
Specifically.
at the moment.
Yes.
Specifically, it's it's like Dave Ramsey says: you pick something and you work at it until it's handled and taken care of, and then you move on to something else. And so that's what we're doing. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but I'm
but
sure
that's the same. That's basically it.
We're doing the debt snowball.
You're
on
chipping
social
away
media.
one payment at a time.
Exactly.
Yep.
Um.
Then you take all that money to go to the next one.
Exactly. So we started with the YouTubes, and we started YouTube. What 2.5 years ago, ish. Because we wanted it to be kind of it was
we wanted to
ultimately a
have-
backup server.
Yeah,
is
we
all it
had
was going to be.
video. We wanted a backup server. We wanted something that we could always house the show on.
Yeah.
So that we could then say, okay, well, we want to upload the video to this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we
or
have
if
the YouTube.
something happened,
we have a file.
and we have a file we can
Easy
go back to.
access.
Exactly. So we really haven't done much on YouTube.
It's kind of been storage.
It is. The show's done live on there, simulcasted there every night.
Yeah.
But that's kind of about it.
Right.
Really haven't talked much about it, haven't done anything about it, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've decided that we want to start growing it. Part of it is the reason we need to grow as a whole, and it's just one of the many steps that we need to start doing. And so we picked YouTube.
Right.
And we figure I've listened to podcasts before, and they've done push goals,
Yeah.
and it's worked. Now, maybe ours is too big.
And maybe our push goal doesn't have a good, I don't know, reward at the end.
If you don't, I was gonna say, because if you're new to the show and you don't know us, then the idea of us basically recording a 5-track singing album thing, when
You have
hear
no
that,
idea.
you have
You're like,
no idea what that
whoa,
is. It's
why
like,
would we ever want that?
Yeah, I don't know you people. Why would we want that?
I would say go to our Christmas shows or
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, and you'll
and-
find it. You'll find the reason why.
Watch a show and you'll figure it out. But no, but at the moment,
Right.
at the moment, The push goal we were running for YouTube is to get 1,000 subscribers. And as soon as we do, there will be a 5-track LP, I guess you can call it, that will be released.
Yep. We will push it up on the website, but first people first.
Yeah.
Those who are defenders with us already will get first dibs.
Yes. And they'll have it for about 2 weeks, and then it gets thrown to the masses. So that's our push goal. is to get to 1,000 on Facebook. Screw Facebook right now.
Right.
YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you know people, if you can get people, if you just go to YouTube at DOAE Show, or actually what you'd have to do is, because they're weird, is you go into YouTube and you search in the search bar DOAE Show. You'll see our Eagle logo pop up there, and you go in and subscribe.
Right.
If we get to 1,000 of those, it'll be released and it'll be fantastic. And if not, and it doesn't get done, or it'll be done, we're going to have it.
Eventually.
We're going to hold on to it.
Yeah.
You just don't get it until
we get to the goal.
until we get to our goal.
Right.
So if you know anybody who's interested, even if they don't, again, this is not we're not trying to push people to that particular platform. Well, no, but we're not trying to make people start using that platform if they're not used to it.
No.
If
If you don't
want
like using it or whatever, that's fine.
Yeah,
We
if you use it for other things, then all we're asking is just swing by, hit subscribe, and that's it.
Yep.
You don't have to watch anything. You don't have to do anything.
Nope.
Just go hit the subscribe button, and that is it.
Yeah.
That's youtube.com, and you will search for
search bar
DOA Show.
DOA Show. Yeah.
And you'll find us there.
Or you can go to our Twitter, which is at DOA Show, and he has a pin to the top.
Also on the Facebook, I have it pinned as well.
Yep. So you can go any of those locations, click there.
So
click
Facebook
through,
at
boom,
DOA
boom.
Show, Twitter at DOA Show. They're pinned right there at the top. To follow the link over there, just click. Bob's your
Boom.
uncle, Susan's your aunt. We get to 1,000. Y'all get that. Now, if it goes too long and we don't really get any further or too far, then
We'll
might
change the goal up.
we
a
might
little bit,
shrink it a
probably.
little bit. We might do something a little better, something that might lead into it better. But right now, that's the thing. So
Speaking of, Swedman's Prime over on the Twitters, at DOA Show. So you guys are growers, not showers. Gotta get a good push.
there you go.
That's it.
I'm just saying.
Well, I take all I can get.
That's what your wife said.
She will definitely take all I can give. You walked into that one. I'm not gonna. No. That wasn't even a joke. It was you walked into that.
No, you're right.
You should know better.
It's like walking through a wet yard and you know it just rained. You know there's mud out there.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh no, the
It'll be
first
fine.
3 steps are solid.
No big deal.
And then you step into
Mud.
and like hidden mud and
All
your
in
foot
your shoe.
sinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like just a little bit on the bottom of your sole.
No, it's up the sides and-
It's like coming up into your shoe.
Like it goes through the gritting of the cloth. Yeah, because you're wearing sneakers too every time.
Yeah.
Every
It's
time.
like looking at the sun going, oh, that burns. And then looking back again because you like
I don't know what you did
You like
there.
the purple outline. I don't know.
So our Lord and Savior, Lord Governor Andrew Cuomo.
His Excellency, Almighty Slayer of economies and destroyer of all that is good.
is facing yet another investigation. This time over his
Not another one.
Yeah.
Oh
and,
my God.
Over his alleged use of state resources
Allegedly.
to write his pandemic memoir. Which is titled An American Crisis: Leadership Lessons from the COVID-19 Pandemic. Which portrayed
what?
him as a hero despite New York seeing more deaths than all but one other state, California.
And that's because they had more people.
That's right.
They had more people.
Yeah.
That's all.
This is the latest attempt to get Cuomo out of office. The New York Times reported Monday that the New York State Attorney General has opened an investigation into Cuomo's alleged use
Allegedly.
of state resources to write and promote the book, following allegations that the government staffers that they were told to work on the book. Cuomo has insisted that the staffers volunteered for the project with senior advisors Richard. Sorry, the last name got me going. I was like,
yeah.
Azzopardi, because it's 2 Z's.
Is it at
It's either Azzo or Azzo. I'm going with
Azzopardi?
Azzopardi.
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 Yeah, Azzopardi.
Yeah, at the party. He's at the party. Richard at the
party.
party. Richard at the party telling the Times earlier this month that the staffer volunteered on the project using their free time. Forget the power dynamic involved and whether or not the staffers truly could volunteer for anything.
It's like you have one job. Do it.
You're my staffer. Any volunteers? Well, yeah. The New York State Attorney General, Letitia James, opened the latest investigation in Cuomo after receiving a referral letter from the state comptroller, Thomas P. DiNapoli. Cuomo accused, DiNapoli. Dang, all these names tonight.
It's New York.
Yeah,
it's Italian.
I forget, but there's not just Italian, man. This is not DiNapoli is yes, that one's more
Di Napoli.
No, it's Napoli.
Di Napoli.
Napoli. I'm going that way because I'm an American and I can do what I want.
You do it with a real Southern accent. Di Napoli.
Yep. Thomas P. DiNapoli.
Di Napoli.
Polis.
Oh, Tommy P.
Mm-hmm. Cuomo accused James and DiNapoli.
Wow.
Both Democrats of trying to sabotage him in order to boost their own political futures. Quote, "We have officially jumped the shark. The idea that there was criminality involved here is patently absurd on its face, and it's just the furthering of political pylon." That's a party.
Well, if it's
that was from As a Party.
Yeah, I got that. So if it's patently absurd on its face, what does it look like on its ass?
That's a good question.
I'm just curious.
It looks like
because you know
DiNapoli.
the face and the ass are like identical when it comes to especially New York Democratic politics.
Yeah, it's pretty dark there.
It's literally hand in hand.
Or hand and ass.
Oh,
Yeah,
or
cheek
face
to cheek.
and ass.
It's cheek to cheek is
They're
what it is.
dancing together, cheek
Cheek to cheek, yeah. That's because they did it their way.
Wow, a twofer! Holy cow!
You're welcome.
They did it Cuomo's way.
That's right. As a Party continued, this is Albany politics at its worst.
No, it's not Albany politics at its
No,
worst.
no,
It's politics. Period.
Let's
at
hear
its
it
worst.
for New York.
It's not. I hate that when they do that. Oh, well, this is just this city or this state or this thing's politics.
No, it's
no.
not.
This is politics.
Politics.
Period. It's both sides. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. It doesn't matter what state you live in. It doesn't matter any of it, federal or state. It's politics, and politics is crap.
Yep. Pretty much all the time.
Sorry.
Both comptroller and the attorney general have spoken to people about running for governor, and it is unethical to wield criminal referral authority to further political self-interest. While I do agree with that portion of it,
Yeah.
if the guy did things that were wrong, and you're pointing it out, and you also want to eventually run for office, that's not really a... It's just another smear campaign.
Well, it is.
That's all it is. But at the same point in time, if he actually did it,
Now, now go back. It was the comptroller and who? I'm sorry. I missed that.
the comptroller and the attorney general. Yeah.
Okay.
The AG.
So these guys have been in office, especially the AG,
for a while.
for a while. So they've known. They would had to have known about this for a while. So again, now you're waiting until it's politically advantageous for you to try and push for it. Truth or not, you obviously didn't care about it at the time, which means it wasn't important to you, which means you really didn't see it as being wrong.
Or it wasn't
that means
reported to you
Yeah,
until
so that
now.
means you're going to be just as likely to repeat it or something equally close to it.
Right.
So you're literally replacing poo with more poo. You're just trading out a dog turd for a cat turd. It's not. It's still a turd.
Turd's a turd.
Yeah.
And you're one of the biggest of them all.
Hey yo.
Hey-o.
Darkly Dawns the Slug over on Twitter. If the number one reason isn't don't send COVID patients to old folks' homes, Como is definitely doing it wrong.
I thought you were going to bed.
I'm not complaining.
I'm not either. Thanks for sticking with us. I mean,
She
shit.
can't sleep.
That's fine.
We're like
We're the comfort.
we're the soundscape.
She's going to sleep to us. Just think about that a little longer.
No, I
Has
have.
there been a little more?
I'm actually, the more I think about it, the more I feel bad for her that we are what puts her to sleep. I mean, at the one hand, I guess,
The soothing
we're not
sounds.
keeping her awake.
That's right.
So that's good.
That's nice. I mean, we're being polite at least.
And, it's even though it's like being at the top of the last list that you go from, at least you're at the top of that list,
At least you're at the top.
right? Second place is the first loser, and it's still first place.
Right.
Just
Because
the
you're still
first
first loser.
Yeah.
That's right. You're still first place in the loser room.
Yeah,
That's right.
I don't know.
That's fine. Anyway, moving right along.
Moving to Arizona.
Well, actually, you know what?
You don't want to do Arizona?
I don't want it yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
We'll-
yet. Because
we'll say that.
We got.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Arizona's doubled up.
I'm picking up what you're putting.
Yeah. We'll go here.
We're gonna go there.
We're gonna go here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Medical experts have promised that herd immunity would be the decisive blow ending the COVID-19 pandemic.
I'm sorry. What?
Medical experts
Uh-huh.
promised
Yeah.
that herd immunity would be the decisive blow ending COVID-19 pandemic.
Well, generally, that's what happens in a society. You gain herd immunity through either exposure or whatever immunizations available eventually.
True. I did hear, however, that technically based off of numbers, we're not actually in a pandemic anymore. We're on an endemic because the numbers are actually going down based off of
A lot lower than we were.
because of because of the shot. I'm not calling it a vaccine anymore because of the shot and because of the weather and all these different factors and things that are going down. There's still obviously certain big cities that are having issues, and they're the ones that make you wear the mask constantly. Shocker, kind of like, the highest gun crime is in places with the strongest gun control laws. Anyway.
Yeah.
But what percentage of the population would need to be inoculated before reaching the magic threshold? According to the WHO.
3.
Close.
3 is the magic number. I've been told this.
No, but 1 is the loneliest number.
Yeah, and 2 is just as bad as 1.
But it's never be as lonely as the number 1.
Yeah, but 3 is the magic number.
Not according to Cuomo.
Okay.
Not in Cuomo's case. We've seen that. They're up to like 8 or 10, and now
Yeah,
they're
they
changing tactics altogether. The WHO last summer said
Who?
that, the WHO.
Like the band.
Sure.
Are they on stage?
They are definitely performing.
Okay.
They are performers.
Who's on
for
first?
That's WU, not WHO.
Oh, thank you.
The World Health Organization said last summer that between 60 and 70% would probably suffice. Okay. Now, bear in mind, the World Health Organization is supposed to be like the top echelon of the medical community.
Yeah, right.
Are saying probably would suffice.
Probably a little.
Dr. Anthony Fauci
Yeah?
admitted. He admittedly moved the goalposts several times. We've watched him do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
he doesn't
obvious.
know his ass from a hole in the ground.
Right, and everything.
It's the whole thing is nothing but a political thing for him, and it's always been that way.
It's funny that he's the head doctor of America and he hasn't seen a patient in 40 years.
Yeah, weird. He's moved that goalpost several times on herd immunity, suggesting last December that the United States may only reach the herd immunity threshold if 90% of the population received the shot, the COVID shot.
Uh-huh.
Now, some medical experts say herd immunity will never, I repeat, never be achieved in America.
Never.
Never, ever.
Never.
For never, never.
But never ever?
For never, ever.
Oh, my.
I know.
What?
As of Wednesday, 1/3 of American adults have been fully given the shot.
Okay.
Again, I'm not saying vaccinated. They're not vaccinated. It's
They've
not
been given a shot.
a vaccine. They have been given a shot of something.
Yeah. Whatever it is,
And
makes them feel very good about themselves.
Yeah, While more than 50% of American adults have received at least one of the COVID shots, according to the data from the CDC, that's tremendous progress considering the shot began less than 5 months ago. The shot that just came out
heard
5 months ago, and
heard around the world.
we're literally in the middle of a test trial right now. This is the trial thing before
You
like,
are the trial.
you are the trial, and they're getting all of it done for free, and you may get sick or you may die or whatever, and all under the guise of fear mongering. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, they used to have to like get candidates and pay them to do this.
Right,
stuff.
right. Yeah. They normally, take people in and say, hey, we're going to test it. We're going to pay you for it. Some of you are going to get.
Now they're getting it
fake
done for
ones.
free.
Some of you, it's a double blind study. So
Yep.
we don't know what you're getting and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. But we're
Yeah.
going to come in and test you at these intervals. And
Yeah.
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 And now they're getting to do it without having to worry about it. So thanks.
Congratulations.
Good job, world.
But the doctors who spoke with USA Today said herd immunity is no longer on the horizon, citing Americans who are vaccine hesitant. Vaccine hesitant.
Okay. All right.
Uh-huh.
I
Gregory Poland, director of the Mayo Clinic's vaccine research group, claimed that herd immunity is quote unquote off the table.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Right.
Quote, herd immunity is theoretically possible, but we as a society have rejected that. There's no eradication at this point. It's off the table. The only thing we can talk about is control. What has surprised me most is the incomprehensible rejection of science, even among otherwise intelligent people. I am truly flabbergasted to be watching this on such a grand scale. End quote. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You got anything you want to throw in there? Or?
B from the SAV over on the Twitters. I don't know much, but I do know that when humans say never, God be like, oh, watch this.
Hold my beer. That's pretty much how it goes. The nights you say knee also on Twitter, we'll never have herd immunity, even if there's a fire. So good.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so here's the deal, right? The thing, the rub, the rundown,
Uh-huh.
the whole issue here.
The whole enchilada.
The whole big thing.
The big shebang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually, one of two things will happen.
Mm-hmm.
One, enough people will catch the virus and then be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Two,
Enough
people will become inoculated and then be fine. Added with the number. Hold
on.
Okay, well,
they
here's
will not be inoculated.
They will be
They will given They will be given a shot.
Right. They'll be given a shot, and everybody will think that they are fine, and then come to find out in 3 months' time after the shot was given that they all get sick anyway.
Or they miscarry if they're pregnant or
Whatever else. And then they figure out all the side effects of having the shot in you. What I'm saying is, if the vaccine was actually a good vaccine, was actually doing what it did, and it does actually do what they say it does.
Uh-huh.
You don't need anywhere close to 60% taking the vaccine because you already have, a pretty good portion of the population that's had the virus.
Again, it's a virus.
It's a virus.
It's just like the flu. We
It's
don't
like
have
the
total
cold.
flu eradication.
You can't
there's
eradicate the common cold.
It doesn't work that way. They're talking about eradicating coronavirus.
You can't do that
You
now.
can't do that. You never could.
Right.
Just like you can't eradicate the common cold. You cannot eradicate flu.
Right.
You can't do it.
It's not going to happen.
But the fact of the matter is that they know that people don't pay attention to this stuff, and it's double talk. It's all this half speak, and
You call it COVID-19 instead of coronavirus. You call it all the rest of it. And
Yeah.
And you make sure you give it as technical a name as possible so people fear it more, because the more technical the name, the more logical the name, the more scary it is, because people are like, what is that?
Yeah, you're not going to get rid of it as a virus.
Never.
It's not.
It's a virus.
Gonna happen.
It's a virus. It goes in your system, and then it goes out of your system.
It comes and it goes.
Basically.
Oblivion Flickering on Twitter, Fauci has done such a good job promoting the pandemic. Oh, Biden is promoting him to director of puppy torture etiquette.
Oh, come on.
That's fantastic.
Come on.
No, it's good. You're supposed to move up in the administration.
Moving up in the world.
Yeah. Everybody, you don't want to stay stagnant forever.
Well, he never did stay stagnant, at least financially. He's been getting a pay raise all the time.
I know. Well, and he's a white male, so like there is no ceiling for him. So I'm just saying, the way he goes. That's
Adam W. Johnson. So which song fits? Enter Sandman or Welcome to My Nightmare?
Ooh, I wonder if there's like a melody mashup we could do of both.
Oh,
wouldn't that be great?
We could get that done.
I know we could.
We could get that done.
I think it'd be good.
That'd be awesome.
I was walking across the street and there's a guy with a hockey puck inside his shoulder.
The serpent lipoma. All right, thanks.
No,
Thanks.
That's not.
That's on your
right.
shoulder, bud. No.
I'm afraid of. Okay, so I keep seeing the things for the new Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I am half excited and also very afraid all at the same time. That one needs to get going too.
Yeah, I'm doing that now. Mute it.
There you go.
Yeah.
And delete.
Wow, what are all these?
There's a lot of those that happen.
Wow. Like the day after, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on.
No, we'll have to go back later.
Yeah.
We'll have to do it later.
It had to be you.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah. Here, I'll just do that.
There you go. Thank you.
Make it better.
There's two of us.
It's delayed.
There. Okay.
In your face.
No, what are you doing? No.
What?
What?
Huh?
Huh?
Who?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
There was once a man from Nantucket.
Who sat himself on a bucket?
No. He took a dump in a bucket. He bent down too low, and the next thing you know, his ass was covered in shite. Wrecked him. Damn near killed him. You know, I was upset when I found out that...
This is Defenders Live.
I love you guys.
So good.
Twitters and the YouTubes and the Facebook. Y'all
All
are
the rest of it. You guys
fantastic.
are awesome.
At DOA show from Sweat of Miss Prime. It comes and it goes. Kind of like herpes. Ew. Ew.
Allegedly.
Darkly dawns the slug. Humans eradicated, quote unquote, smallpox, and now they think they're effing gods.
Right?
I don't think they eradicated it.
They didn't get rid of it.
I don't think they could say they
Smallpox?
did.
No.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they did.
Just like polio. It's not actually gone. They just changed the name.
Yeah, they move it around. They change things. They hide it. They can squelch it in a good. I don't think they got rid of it. It just doesn't bother us anymore.
It's not bothering us anymore because of everything else that's going on. But no.
No, I don't know. I was going to say something earlier, but Oblivion Flickering also on Twitter. As director of puppy torture, Fauci may require all Americans to wear those cones on their heads so we don't lick ourselves.
Well, we're not puppies.
And apparently we're all sheep because we're wearing masks when there's nothing wrong, that it doesn't hurt anybody. Or maybe we're lemmings. Do you get to pick if you want to be a sheep or a lemming? I mean, it's the same thing.
One or the other, right?
It's kind of the same thing.
Very
but
similar.
Do we at least have the right to choose that?
No.
Damn.
It gets chosen for you because it's 2 different pastures.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
like, I think we should
Smaller
at least,
fencing in the limits.
No, that's true. But I'm just saying, like, we should still be able to get to pick at least that.
Yeah.
Even
I
if
think as a sheep, you get open fields.
that's what I'm thinking too. But lemmings are like small and fast, and
That's why they're enclosed.
aren't they the ones that commit suicide?
That's actually a lie. But yeah, like that's the story about it. Like, oh, if one jumps off a cliff, literally all of them will just follow it.
No, what is it? Isn't there an animal that actually does that? Like
That's what they talked about with lemmings.
like their bird, like when they get done at a certain age, they can just kind of swan dive off a cliff.
That's possibly.
I don't know.
Stealth Jackal on the Twitters. Sheep or lemming? Cake or death?
I will tell you now. I will eat my cake. Let them have cake.
Cake for you then. All right. Apparently we're very low on death here.
Not in this utopia. We don't want death here. We want to be
Right,
saved
right,
and hidden from everything.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you expect us to actually maintain and grow from something?
So the Arizona governor, Doug Ducey,
Doug Ducey.
has issued a couple of things recently. But first,
But first, really?
a declaration of emergency and the deployment of National Guard troops to the state's southern border to assist local law enforcement with the overwhelming influx of illegal immigrants pouring into the United States from Mexico.
I understand that they do that for clarity, air quotes, clarity's sake, but stop it. Like, we know when they're talking about illegal immigrants, you do not have an influx of illegal Canadians crossing the northern border.
Mm-hmm.
It's not happening. If it is, they sure as hell aren't talking about it.
Yeah, that's not a good thing there. Ducey and his office announced the state of emergency Tuesday, saying that the state will provide up to $25 million in the initial funding for the mission.
Tell them what they want, Johnny.
It entails up to 250 guardsmen to assist at the border's communities by providing medical care and detention centers, installing surveillance cameras, and other services.
That's good.
Thank you. The media release noted that the U.S. Customs and Border Protection saw more than 170,000 apprehensions at the U.S. southern border in March, nearly 19,000 of which were unaccompanied children. More than 4 times the number of kids apprehended in March of 2020. Quote, the situation in our borders communities is just as bad, if not worse, than the coverage we've been seeing. He then hit out at Biden's administration for failure to act on the crisis, saying, quote, it's become evidently clear that Arizona needs the National Guard, and the White House is aware of that. Yet, to this day, there's been no action from the administration, and it doesn't look like they're going to act at any time soon. If this administration isn't going to do anything, then we will.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
Listen to the nuggets on this guy.
I know. In the Fox News report that Ducey moved is supported by both the state Democratic U.S. senators, Kristen Sinema and Mark Kelly, who wrote in a joint letter urging fellow Democrat President Joe Biden to reimburse their state for the deployment of the Guard. Oh, beef from the SAV, just for previous conversation. In the documentary Ice Age, it was the dodo that jumped off the cliffs.
Oh, I know that.
And they're dead.
And they're all dead.
They're all dead.
Well, but they're brought back to life in the game Ark. If you play that on any console, you can
have the
you
dodo.
can actually have a dodo.
That kills itself?
No, but
Is it a kamikaze dodo?
No, but they do follow you everywhere, and they're
It's a Pokemon.
Close. Mm-hmm. Once you capture it and train it, which does sound a lot like Pokemon, but it's not.
Got to catch them all.
You can get them to follow you around and fight for you. So technically, you can get and you can breed them. So then it can hatch eggs and make more. So you can have literally an army of dodos, and you just send them after other giant dinosaurs. If you don't know anything about the game Ark, it's literally.
I really want to see this now.
It's a first person view, and basically you wake up on this island.
Somebody has to have YouTubed that.
I'm
right?
sure. I don't know.
It has to be like on Twitch. Or
I'm gonna
YouTube
look
or
or
something.
something.
Like, we got to look at that after the show.
But it is. It's a first person game where you wake up on this island. You have this weird gem in your arm. I have no idea what it does because it doesn't do anything. But you collect stuff. You build shelters. You make fires. You survive. You eat. You get cold. You get hot. And the island is full of dinosaurs and prehistoric animals.
Yep.
Which including fish and giant snakes and all kinds of other cool stuff. So you have to like survive this. So
And
you
the
can
dodo.
literally, if you do it right, and yeah, the dodo is one of them. So if you can get like a dodo or two, and then eventually raise and make
a flock of dodo.
a flock of dodo, an army, and you just kind of go, oh look, there's a T-Rex, sick 'em dodos, and you can turn around and have him just eat the dodos while you turn around and help take him out. The dodos are like, I got this.
And now I want to know what a flock of dodos is actually called. I have to know.
I'm trying to think.
I have to know.
It's called a flock, isn't it?
Herd of dodo. Name.
It would be group, I think.
Bird facts.
Wow, this is
Dodo's
gone way off.
This
in the
way
left
off the
field.
handle there.
I don't think they have. Like, I think it's called a flock. I think because they count as birds.
Yeah, but not all birds have a flock. You have a murder of crows.
That's true.
Yeah, so like the different names of stuff, like a group of dodo. And the
Darkly Dawns the Slug over on Twitter. Kamikaze Dodo was my Led Zeppelin cover band. We opened for Izzo's Prizzles.
Thank you.
Izzo's
thank you.
Pizzles. I'm sorry. Let me say it right.
That was awesome. I don't know. I want to know.
Well, they're extinct, so it really doesn't matter.
It does matter. It
No,
matters
doesn't.
to me.
See, there
now.
it is right there.
What?
Dodo name ideas for Ark Survival Evolved. That's the
Dodex.
game. The Dodo X. See, I tell you, it's so dumb. They're useless. However, if you do, you could also capture other like bigger dinosaurs and like actually train and ride them and stuff like that. Like if you, it's an effort, but
Yeah.
you just basically conquer the world as a
I think
soul.
we need to come up with a name, proper name for a flock of dodos.
We keep calling it a flock of dodos.
So other not so common flock names are
B from the SAV. What do they call a flock of dodos? Democrats.
oh.
There you go.
Yep. So you have a cloud, a mass, a collection, or just a throng.
A throng.
A throng of dodo. That could be said so wrong.
I know. A thong of dodos.
A thong of dodo. Dodo thong.
A dodo thong. Gross. Anyway, we're going completely off tangent here.
I'm enjoying myself.
No, I am too. I just realized I was like, wow, that
was really bad.
escalated quickly.
Yeah, it did.
Escalated. Anyway, so Arizona's dealing with stuff
That.
and things
Things and stuff. And the border and all the rest
Borders in utter chaos. And
But it's also dealing with other stuff.
yeah,
Other stuff.
other things.
Other things and stuff. Republican Governor Doug Ducey as well vetoed a bill.
Okay.
He vetoed this bill that required strict sex education practices and instead issued his own executive order regarding the topic on Tuesday.
Hold on, a bill.
Yeah, it was
requiring strict
sex education.
sex ed practices.
Yes, specific practices. Okay, so when they're saying strict sex ed practices,
Like what?
they're talking about, okay, so the bill, SB 1456, a sex education bill that sought to give parents more control over sex ed in the classroom, among other actions. The bill would create procedures that would allow parents to be told in advance of and allowed to opt their children out of learning situations regarding sexuality, gender identity, and gender expression. According to NBC News, Governor Ducey said that the bill was overly broad and vague, and said that it would create unintended consequences. He also said that he was concerned about prohibiting sex ed before fifth grade, as it could place certain children at risk by not giving them sexual abuse prevention education. Ducey's executive order is meant to, quote, provide parents with a meaningful opportunity to participate, review, and provide input on any proposed sex educational course of study before it is adopted, adding that the proposed sex education course of study needs to be made available for review and public commentary before it is decided upon. There also must be at least 2 public hearings held beforehand, and of course, a study must be made available for the parents to review at least 2 weeks before instruction is offered. The order also applies to existing sex educational courses, requiring all courses of study to be available for review by the end of June.
It's not even at a state level, it's not their job. It's not the state's job to teach your kids about sex.
Well, I mean, they've taken that over, so.
I know they have. They've taken over everything else. I'm just one more bell ringing thing that I'm saying. That's not their job. It's as the parent, that's your job.
Yeah.
It just this bothers me. Just the fact that they're even talking about it just bothers me.
A little bit, right? Quote, Arizona is and will remain a national leader in parents' rights. This is what the governor said upon issuing the order. Quote, too often, parents are left out of the process, and the importance is even greater when it comes to educating students about deeply personal matters like sex education. This executive order ensures that parents have the driver's seat when it comes to overseeing the education of their children.
But that should be done at home. I'm sorry, but school is not a place for that. I mean, if you're going in the medical field, if you're in the upper, parts of school, the higher levels of school, and not even talk about like college and stuff, like, if you get high school or whatever and you're learning in biology, okay, fine. Yeah. That's cool, but that's it. Anything before 8th grade, in my humble opinion, is not the school's business to be doing. And even when you do teach that in the high school levels, it should literally be from a biological standpoint. This is what you see on men. This is what you see on women. This is what it's used for and how it is handled. And that's it. Cut, dry, boom, out the door.
Done. We don't need to talk about condoms. We don't need to talk about what actually happens. We don't need to talk about gender identities.
No.
We don't need to talk about any of the rest of it.
Literal fact, and that is it. Touch and go. No pun intended.
A light touch here.
Just
the
slight
gentlest graze is all we need.
Just a slight touch.
You might even, in fact, call it a sniff.
No, we're not doing the Biden.
Oh,
I don't. Oh my God, I don't. It bothers me to no end that they want to do this, and they're like, "Oh, well, we want to put parents into the driver's seat."
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing.
Really,
State Senator Nancy Bartow, who was the original, she was the person who sponsored the bill originally. She said this: the veto undermines every single elected Republican legislator who voted to defend parents' rights and address the frustrations they face with their current status quo that provides opt-out for some sexual material and opt-ins for other. While I'm extremely disappointed, my commitment to parents' fundamental rights remain unchanged. I will continue to work with my colleagues to protect Arizona's parents. There is no substitute for parental rights grounded by law in the executive order.
B from the SAV. Government hasn't taken over teaching our kids about sex ed. Parents have abandoned the job, and it matters.
It does matter.
And you're right. It
does.
And I think maybe that's it. Maybe
it's because parents have decided to just give up on it.
They have, whether they're chasing the dollar or whether, there's a whole litany of reasons as to how it could have ended up this way. It saddens me that we're at this point.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's sad that we're here, that parents have given up. They don't care enough about their children. And I will say it, they don't care enough about their kids. They'll say it, and they'll get all their panties. They'll get
I care about my kids.
Tell that to their face, and you watch them turn red. Watch them panties just climb up that ass crack. And I'm telling you, but the bottom line is you don't. If you cared enough about your children, then you would actually do what you could to protect them from what's right and what's wrong. And you wouldn't let them make decisions. You wouldn't let somebody who sits behind a desk 1,000 miles away tell you what you can and can't do in your home and with your children.
Right.
How you raise them, what they're taught to believe, what's right and wrong, and all that good jazz. You've given that up, and I wrongfully put a lot of that blame on the government. Government is just enticing people with, hey, if you let us do this, we'll give you this.
Right.
You know, it's the fact that
little give and take here, a little stick and
yeah, it's the fact that the parents have
carrot.
allowed that to go on and bought it hook, line, and sinker, and have allowed this thing to slip away this way. Because there's so many issues that are going on.
Yeah.
That you always, at least at some point, can boil it down to parents should have been involved. If the parents were being more parents, and I'm not saying that every parent could be quote unquote a perfect parent,
right,
which there is none.
No.
And you'll still have a jacked up kid. That's always still a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But I guarantee you the numbers would be a lot less if you tried.
Yeah. I mean, if we had a society and generation of parents that instead of being pansies, pussyfooting around their own children, walking on eggshells around their children.
You're afraid of the children. They're younger than you. They have no experience in the world whatsoever.
You're
afraid of them?
Yeah, you are meant to teach them. And sometimes you are meant to, quote unquote, break them.
Yeah. Oblivion Flickering over on Twitter. If we must have separation of church and state, shouldn't we have separation of sex and state? Yeah.
Yes.
I think so. Probably not for that reason. But yeah, no, I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Darkly Dawn's a slug also. But if you don't include gender identity, how will they convince kids hitting puberty that they need completely experimental puberty-blocking drugs?
Well,
they can always go back to the old-fashioned way of just kind of getting guys to sell it to them on the corner.
That's right.
Oh, look, all the cool kids are doing it.
That's right.
You know, have you ever, do you want to stay a child forever, perpetually forever? Take this,
and you will always be Peter Pan.
Peter Pan never dies.
Also, never grows up.
Never grows up.
That's right. So, you know that Mark McCloskey guy?
Do I know Mark McCloskey?
The Mark McCloskey guy.
Don't talk down. I know who.
You
Mark
remember the
McCloskey.
McCloskeys?
Yes. How can I forget the McCloskeys?
Well, tell me the McCloskeys.
Well, they were a leader of the small group at the church he used to grow up in.
Not that McCloskey.
He drove an old like '86 Cadillac DeVille.
No.
Which was really weird because he was a white guy, but it was solid white interior as well.
Yeah.
But it had curb feelers.
Really?
It's the goofiest looking car.
That's really awkward. No,
it was really goofy.
Not that McCloskey.
We used to pick fun of him for driving around in it with, after Labor Day, being in white after Labor Day. We used to pick on him about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, McCloskey.
No, not that McCloskey.
No, not that one?
No. I'm talking about Mr. and Mrs. McCloskey.
The ones who run the inn over here, the hotel down the corner over by the Walmart.
No, not that one.
Where the truckers always pick up lot lizards and go over and do it, even though they try to say they're a classy hotel.
They are a classy hotel.
They certainly are.
Nope, not them
not
either.
Not them either. Oh, okay.
No. This is a guy out of Missouri. He's decided he wants to run for the Senate. This is the same lawyer who was holding what looked to be like an AK, and his wife was holding a pistol.
I thought it was an AR.
Is an AR?
I think he had an AR.
It may be an
she
AR.
Had like a 45 or something.
She had a 45. He had an AR, and they were standing out in their front lawn confronting Black Lives Matter. He wants to run for Senate of Missouri.
Good. I mean, good.
Good on you.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I mean, just because you're famous only because of
one thing
of standing out in front of your home with a gun.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? I don't know if I would need to. And I don't live there, so it doesn't faze me directly. But I would kind of, as anybody living in the St. Louis area, most of my family. Of course, a lot of them are Democrats, ironically enough. But if this guy runs for something like that, like, you kind of need to dig into that, because again, just because you're on a, have your picture taken with you with a gun, holding off these people and these rioters, doesn't mean anything.
Not even holding them off. You were just standing in your front yard yelling at them back and forth. with a gun in your hand.
I mean, I'd have sat there. I'd have done it like, we do in the South. You get you a little chair, put it out in the driveway,
Have some tea.
get you a drink, some kind. Could be a beer, could be whatever. And you just sit
Could
back.
be beer, could be
have
tea,
the
could
gun
be whiskey.
sitting right across the
seat,
arms
yeah,
of the seat,
yeah.
right in your lap,
Mhm.
and just sit there. Just relax, just lean back, just
Hang
sit.
out.
Yeah.
Because these guys were full alert.
Oh, I would have been.
So what I'm expecting here, honestly, what I'm expecting here, this is the only reason why I brought this story up. I'm expecting somebody to take the picture,
Yeah.
McCloskey for Senate, and take the picture of them standing out in their yard
Holding the guns.
holding the guns
And
and like McCloskey for Senate.
A man who defends his home like this surely will defend you too.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for that to happen. Don't you want this man protecting you?
Mark McCluskey is not afraid of standing up to the elitist bastards who try to take over their property. Mark McCluskey knows what he's doing when he stands and fights for what's right.
Just that they keep on just slapping the same picture.
Mark McCluskey's wife does pick his clothes out for him, but we're not holding that against him.
I think this needs to happen now. You know what? I'm not even mad at this guy. Honestly, he's doing what we tell people to do.
I feel
He
like
is doing what we
and
tell
he
people
is,
to do.
he is, and
He's doing exactly what we tell people.
I pick because it's fun and it's easy. I don't know this man from Adam. He
Right,
might be a
right,
great
right.
guy, and you're
It
right.
could be fine.
He's doing exactly what we tell everybody to do. Is
If you can't find somebody that supports what you believe in and blah blah blah, then go ahead and run.
do it yourself.
Yep.
Exactly. No, but it's just there's a lot there that could be really fun. Like, I don't know if somebody else has done this, but it just occurred to me. How about take like the video of him yelling and standing there with the gun and everything,
And then
like that?
pause it every like 10 seconds and then
Remove everything but him. And set him up in kind of like did you ever see the Samson movie on Netflix?
Yeah.
Remember the battle scene where he's against the Philistines and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So like you
Set
have
him
him
against the
standing in the
Philistines?
yard, having him in the yard, then all of a
Superimpose him
sudden,
into the-
superimpose it to where he does whatever he goofy yell he does, and then it flashes back to the movie and Philistine flies.
No. 300.
This is Sparta! Like,
This is the McCluskey house.
except for that's whatever he was yelling in the yard,
Yeah,
and all of a
right.
sudden the Persian falls down. He's not even kicked. He just kind of falls down.
Yes, that's awesome.
That would be good.
We need this. I need this in my life.
And if we're gonna do the 300 thing though,
Yeah.
then it would have to actually be him and his wife and his children.
Right, standing right there.
And what would have to happen is he's got this thing. I'm going off to the Senate now, the state Senate, and he starts to walk away, and his child hollers or his wife hollers at him and goes, come back with your shield or on it, something stupid like that. And he, and walks away. Like, it would be great to do.
Just superimpose his face onto those scenes. Just throw his face up at
Yes.
because you can do that with deep fakes.
Deep fakes, you could do
You
anything.
could deep fake that.
That would be good.
That'd be really good.
That'd be funny.
So right.
And then put his wife's head on the wife's head.
Which
I know.
But yeah,
Well,
let's do it.
obviously he saw something. I don't know. I think it would be funny. I think that would be great. Like the idea of all the different campaign slogans, the commercials.
The deep fake. It would only take about a week for the deep fake to really catch all the intricacies of that guy's face.
It wouldn't even take that long.
Well, if you want a really good one.
Depends on how good the quality. I found out there's one on my phone that it doesn't work for me because I have facial hair.
Yeah, the facial hair really.
But even
messes you
with
up.
the facial hair, like
it's pretty close.
it'll catch a good enough picture that it will make like I could make myself look like Arnold Schwarzenegger with a beard, like almost
Close.
identical.
Pretty right.
It's really weird. Just saying, it's fun. I would love to do it. Adam W. Johnson over on Twitter at Dylan Lyles seems to not know anybody
Anybody.
from me, which so much for being unforgettable. What did I do wrong?
I don't know what you did.
I don't know. I'm getting old. I'm getting senile. I've
He said, because you said you didn't know anybody from Missouri.
no. I never said that. I even hinted that most of my family lives in that area.
Right, but your first words were, I don't know anybody from Missouri except for my family.
Oh, I did do that.
Yeah.
didn't I?
Mm-hmm. So that's where.
Oh, damn.
That's
I
where
am
it
so
came from.
sorry. You're
He
right.
didn't mean it.
I wasn't forgetting. It was just I don't ever realize it half the time. The only look. The only reason I know B from the SAV lives in Savannah is because of
It's
the
in
fact
his
that
name.
It's in his name. That's it.
Yeah. Which, by the way,
And I met him down there. That's the only reason why I know.
Which, by the way, little commentary on back end stuff. B,
He's sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You don't need to know. No one else needs to know. Just know that he
I'm
apologizes
so
to you
sorry.
live on air.
Yep,
He's
I'm
sorry. So anyway. And that's it. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com for historically great coffee. You can get coffee drops and tea and so much more.
Oh yeah, so good.
Guaranteed to make you swallow every time you put it in your mouth. That's
I have some coffee drops.
AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
I have those coffee drops in the fridge right now.
Oh my God. Go to mojo50.com. The guys that keep us on, tell them thank you for letting us be around, or complain and say, what the hell are you thinking letting these douchebags be on the air?
That's terrible. No good, very bad things.
It's fine. Go over there at mojo50.com. Go to our website, doaeshow.com.
That's the one.
Go to the shop, become a defender with us.
Don't forget the
Archives.
YouTubes.
Yes, follow us on all of the social medias at DOAE Show. If you can't find it, just hit the search bar and look up DOAE Show, and you will find us there. We will see y'all tomorrow.
Later.
Bye.